so much. Good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, and friends from across Europe. It's my pleasure to welcome you to Nexus Forum 2025. This is an important meeting that have gathered people and stakeholders that will shape the European digital infrastructure of tomorrow. Now, Europe stands at a pivotal moment. The digital world is evolving at a breathtaking speed. Artificial intelligence, edge computing, Internet of Things are transforming how we live, work, and connect. And yet, we look around and see that much of the infrastructure powering this transformation is not European. Our market for digital infrastructure and services is fragmented, and our data is flowing through systems governed by interests that don't necessarily align with our own. Now, we have a lot of experts and policymakers in the room today, so the term digital sovereignty will probably provoke as many opinions as there are people in the room today. And I think that's a good thing. I think we need to have these discussions. We need to bounce our thoughts, our ideas, our fears, and our solutions in order to find the common denominator and interest in order to move things forward. Now, for me, digital sovereignty is closely connected to our freedom to act and build the society that we want to live in. It's about having the ability and capacity to set our own terms for Europe. It's not about isolationism or being excluding, but in fact, the opposite, because Europe is a very open society. Now, in the context of this conference, digital sovereignty is probably to build and realize an open European computing system for our industry based on European ambitions for example, scalable AI infrastructure. And we want to strengthen Europe's capacity for advanced digitalization and ensure that the innovation is rooted in our values, like trustworthy, sustainable, open, and secure. Now, as my title says, I am Vice President of Computer Science at RISE in Sweden, and RISE is a state-owned research institute with a mission to contribute to industry and public sector's competitiveness and renewal in a sustainable way. We are the fourth largest research institute in Europe, with more than 130 test beds and business that ranges from basic research to certification, and of course, the bulk of it being in the middle TRL scale. And although Swedish, we are very European and work closely with academic, institute, public sector, and industry stakeholders across Europe and the world. And we believe that this type of institutions, whether national or European, play a key role in digital transformation and innovation in our society. Well, I witnessed firsthand how both public and private investments in these types of institutions enable return on investment, not only for the individual organizations that collaborate with us, but also for the European economy and society at large. Within the computer science domain, we of course work across AI, edge, IoT, cybersecurity, and digital infrastructure. And I kind of want to give you an example of current capabilities and outcomes that you might recognize, just to give you a feel of what's coming out of these places. In AI, we have, for example, the Mimer AI factory that you will hear more about later during the program. But we have also enabled some of Sweden's best LLM researchers, large language model researchers, who have actually helped companies like OpenAI and are today collaborating, building our Euro LLM. Apache Flink, sound familiar to anyone? An open source distributed computing engine for data streams that RISE Group has been extremely involved in designing. Databricks in the US, HopsWorks, sound familiar? Both real-time AI processing platforms, and interestingly, both founders are from RISE Computer Science. Contiki, anyone remember Contiki? An open source operating system for low power wireless IoT devices, also invented at RISE. And in the edge domain, today, we are, of course, influenced by the companies that are in Sweden. So Telia, mobile operator, and Ericsson have an innovation infrastructure called Northstar. And we've helped them deploy these infrastructure in different sites in Swedish industry to develop 5G and edge applications. And perhaps one of our crown jewels at Rice Computer Science, at least, it's the ice test and demo facility in Luleå, very, very north in Sweden, far north in Sweden, that I suggest you to visit, actually. Summer or winter, doesn't matter. Where we're conducting unique and world-leading research on data center systems, such as cooling technologies and heat recovery. And this is a research area where we are way ahead of the US, where the biggest and the best want to collaborate with us. So why am I naming these things? It's really examples, because I don't think you knew that these were from Rice. And we have hundreds of these types of institutions in Europe. We have so much capacity in Europe that we sometimes forget it, and we are blinded by the speed of development. And we need to recognize them and then realize that we have what it takes to really build Europe's next generation of compute continuum. As Rice is coordinating the EU roadmap for cloud edge IoT continuum, we want to help ensure that Europe moves forward with a clear and shared vision. So please contribute, as Maria Angeliki said. But what does this vision mean in practice? It means creating a seamless fabric of computing, stretching from tiny sensors to near edge, far edge, cloud, powerful AI factories, and soon even AI gigafactories. It means that data flowing securely, efficiently, being processed sustainably across borders, sectors, and communities. And it means breaking down silos, enabling interoperability, fostering trust, enabling trusted solutions. I was at a meeting on digital sovereignty last week under the Danish presidency, and it was quite evident to me that trust is a key factor that we need to collaborate on and enable in Europe. It's also something that is very different in our countries, in Europe. In some countries, we're more comfortable with giving our data to non-European commercial stakeholders than giving it to our own elected governments. And in some countries, like the Nordics, we have a very, very high level of trust in our government authorities. In Sweden, for example, the trust is so high, it's to the degree that we're very happy to give all our data to the public authorities in order for them to develop an app where we can declare our taxes with a click. And I think trust will be key, because without trust, we can't collaborate. And without trust, we will get stuck in a blame game where regulators think that engineers will destroy the world, and engineers think that regulators will kill innovation and societal advancement. Recognize that? So let's enable trust and have faith that everyone is doing their best so we can get past the bickering and start building our ecosystem. I sometimes say jokingly that people are sometimes unlucky when they think. And that's okay, because so am I, and so are we all. So let's not hold on to our differences, but embrace our commonalities. The compute ecosystem we are shaping together is a pillar stone for enabling the opportunities that come with AI and digital transformation. And to achieve a true European continuum, we can't stop at developing technology, but also have to harmonize our markets and interpretation of our regulations so that services and data can move freely and securely across Europe. The single market for data is a key for lowering barriers for startups and established companies, and the single market for digital services is essential for European sovereignty. Our open source hardware and software culture and investments like RISC-V, and I really like RISC-V, are critical for unlocking vendor lock-ins and unleash the European creativity. So by strengthening governance and compliance also, we need those bits as well. We have to ensure that the infrastructure is secure and trustworthy. And I think Nexus Forum is the place where these ambitions will come together. Over the next few days, you will explore these themes in different keynotes, panels, work cafes. And this conference is really an opportunity to connect, collaborate, and co-create. So I hope you will enjoy these days and really make the most of it. So let's build trust, forge partnerships, because the future of Europe's digital sovereignty, which is the freedom to shape our society, depends on what we build together. So welcome to the conference. Thank you.